From the trading desk of DailyForex.com, this is Christopher Lewis looking at the euro-dollar pair for the June 12th Forex session. Some things to look at. We'll go ahead and zoom in on this chart so it's nice and clear. The reaction that we had initially from the announced Spanish bank bailout. You can see that we did gap up, formed a little bit of a shooting star. Now this is the 2-hour candle from Sunday, so truthfully you have to combine these two to get a clearer picture. And the gap was subsequently filled during the day and broken much lower. This is a very bearish sign, as typically what you will see on a gap like this, you will see eventually a pullback to retest that area, but 9 times out of the 10 this holds as support and then you continue the move higher. The fact that we have broken down just puts an exclamation point on the fact that the market is just not happy with what it's seen out of Europe. The pair, when you zoom in on lower time frames, this is a 4-hour chart, you can see that we did clear the 125 area. Now I'm recording this a while after the GMT day has flipped over. It does look like it's trying to find a little bit of support here, but we remain sub 125. The action, at least as far as I can tell, is extremely bearish, and as such do not want to continue to buy the euro. As I zoom out to the weekly, you can see that it almost looks like it wants to consolidate right around the 125 area. The move on Monday is a strong one, and that's especially true since we not only filled the gap but just blew through it like it wasn't there. Adding to the mess that we see in the euro right now is the fact that the Greeks are going to be voting over the weekend. Now, whether or not they vote in the pro-austerity group or the anti-austerity groups, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that the market will cover the euro longs at that point. Nobody will want to be holding anything at that point because it's an exact lesson in gambling at that point in time. We just do not know what's going to happen, and the polls are very tight. Having said that, the reaction at the Asian Open will be very interesting. If the leftist party that seems to be anti-austerity gets voted in, that could be pretty bad for the euro, at least in the short term. Now, looking at this does suggest that we are going to go lower. It's a bit of a stretch. I'm using a bit of imagination here, but you could almost make the case for a flag. Would like to see maybe a hit up here, but nonetheless, it is bearish action. And originally, my thought was to fade the rally that I thought we might get. I sent that story out a couple different times last week. Actually, had mentioned that. I never suspected that the rally would be faded so quick. I figured we'd go up a little bit, we get closer to maybe Thursday or so, and then we start to drift off because of the Greece situation. The fact that we didn't even wait for that bodes very, very poorly for the euro. With that being said, this is just simply a sell-only pair, and I am currently looking for rallies to sell. And of course, we'll do it off of shorter term charts, perhaps the 4-hour or even the hourly if I get the right type of setup. But certainly at this point in time, you just cannot buy the euro, and any rally has to be looked at not only with suspicion but as a potential selling opportunity.